It is now time for our second panel discussion of the day, Investment for Better Future. It will be moderated by Dr. Farid Alameeri, the Interim Director of R&D Ecosystem of Department of Education, and acknowledge and participating authorities. Now, we're going to acknowledge them, but can we please welcome our moderator, first of all? A round of applause for him. Now, the participating authorities, we're starting with Dr. Adeeb Alafeefi, the Director of National Program for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises from the Ministry of Economy. Also, Dr. Tariq Abdulqader bin Hendi, the Director General of Abu Dhabi Investment Office. Mr. Hamad Mazrouei, the Managing Director and Board Member of Abu Dhabi Global Market Academy. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Shamma Abdullah Al-Farsi, the Manager of Innovation and Special Projects in Khalifa Fund for Enterprise Development. The panel is yours.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to have you here. I think this is a great pleasure also to moderate this, let's say, the most wealthiest session in TIP. And I would like to go with some introduction before discussing, and especially what we are discussing here is about discussing the investment for better future. And I'm personally very much interested to get some insights about the investment that will be directed in the future, whether that such investment will be even geared toward R&D activities, our innovation. So if we look at the UAE results at IMD competitiveness report, we are progressing like any other also innovation reports. We noticed that the country has climbed to the 5th most competitive country globally, as well as ranked as the first business efficiency and management practice. Also, the country is becoming the 2nd government efficiency and international trade and infrastructure. So as we are witnessing more investment that are already in the pipeline, through this panel, we would like to discuss some of the key initiatives on federal level, as well as at local level for the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, that are expected to further improve the economy in the future, whether for Abu Dhabi or UAE at large. So let's start with Dr. Adeeb. Dr. From Ministry of Economy, what are the initiatives and programs that you are expected to further boost the investment, better future, and particularly through your national program?
Good afternoon, everybody. Very pleased to be sitting with you. Today, I think a good number of initiatives, laws, regulations have been implemented in the last couple of years regarding supporting the ecosystem of investment and entrepreneurship in general. We see this applied on a federal level and a local level. There are around 16 authorities on a federal and local level, all targeting investment in different levels with different kind of services and initiatives to make sure that the UAE builds a merit ecosystem in making entrepreneurs, investors, companies, FDIs work, grow, and profit in the UAE. We at the National Program of SMEs, newly established organization, less than 2 years, are providing a number of services directly to SMEs in the country, with the partnership with around 7 SME funds in the 7 Emirates. Starting from capability building, to financing, to reducing cost of fees through government, through giving 10% of purchasing and tenders on a federal level, specifically only to local SMEs, and so on. But nevertheless, we will not be able to succeed unless we work very closely hand to hand with our strategic partners that are on a federal level and local level to make sure such initiatives are 100% applied in the right manner, right sense, to cater for our investors, current investors and future investors.
Thank you, Doctor. So you're mainly focusing on the partnership, probably in the future, so you can make your funding much more reachable and accessible. Now we'll go to the Emirate of Abu Dhabi government. Dr. Tariq from the Abu Dhabi Investment Office, in terms of ADIO's investments mandate, and what sectors that you think in the future needs to be focused, or you are currently focusing, and is there also incentive, for example, related to the R&D and innovation? Can you provide us with some initiatives in this regard?
It's a pleasure to be here, everyone. Abu Dhabi Investment Office was established with a couple of key mandates. One was to promote Abu Dhabi as a destination for any type of business to come and set up. But two was to help drive the innovation and R&D mindset that it is that we are trying to create here, right? We are looking at various programs. We were looking at various countries that we could work with in terms of trying to attract different types of firms. So you're looking at from the startup, small, medium, and large enterprises. So we were established to really try to help create that ecosystem and build on what's already been built in Abu Dhabi, as well as try to attract new industry to Abu Dhabi that focuses primarily on that innovation R&D segment. We can only really accomplish that by working with our key strategic partners, whether it be at the federal level. Also in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, we have very good relationships and are really highlighting key jurisdictions such as ADGM, Masdar, Kizad, Zones Corp, etc., because they provide very good platforms for firms looking to come and set up here. We also have interesting programs that we've launched. We have two public programs that we've announced. One was on AgTech, one was on ecotourism, and there are more to come soon, inshallah. So what it is that we're trying to do is really just create that ecosystem where everyone is welcome. If you're innovation-led and driven and you want to test and experiment technologies here with what we already have or plug into the existing infrastructure, we are open for business as Abu Dhabi, and we will be driving that across multiple sectors going forward.
Great, great. So we'd like to know also as a catalyst, Khalifa Fund. Khalifa Fund, I believe they are serving not only Abu Dhabi but also UAE in general. What services does Khalifa Fund provide to improve the economic future of Abu Dhabi and UAE?
Khalifa Fund provides financial and non-financial services. But first, I would like to highlight that Khalifa Fund has evolved in the past 13 years. It went from just being an enabler and a lending facility, building awareness, to now we're fully focused on the full ecosystem, acting as an orchestrator and networking and aligning with strategic partnerships, access to market, and access to entrepreneurs in general. So Khalifa Fund, the SME, has actually impacted the non-oil GDP. It increases export, it increases job creation, and in general, it just builds the full ecosystem of the SME in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and all the other Emirates, because this is where we exist. So I think Khalifa Fund provides their non-financial services, which are more highly effective than financial, because we have like supporting services, consulting services, counseling services. All of these are the services that actually enable an entrepreneur to actually do his startup and feels empowered. In addition to, like I just mentioned earlier, the financial services. So we do give soft loans, 0 interest for Emiratis, a grace period of 24 months, and a loan repayment up to 60 months. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Now we would like to move also now to the case of Abu Dhabi GM Academy. Mr. Hamad Al-Mazrouei, in terms of education as the most powerful investment for our future, what is the role of ADGM Academy in this regard, and how would become an effective in the pipeline across the Abu Dhabi?
Thank you, Doctor, for hosting us today here at this important event. It's my privilege to participate here along with my pioneers of Abu Dhabi. In line with Abu Dhabi vision to build a knowledge-based economy, innovation, technology, and creativity sits at the heart of ADGM. Whether we create regulations, policies, or deliver training. And with the belief that talent is the future of successful nations, we articulated our programs around attracting, developing, growing, and managing talent through our ecosystem as an international financial center. This is to be ahead of the curve and prepare for the future. In my humble capacity, we partnership with the best providers. We applied, we delivered training through applied learning. We ensure that machine learning is part of all our components of training, and all of that is done and delivered maintaining high quality of code of conduct, standards, and ethics and knowledge.
Okay, thank you, Hamad, for your participation. During the limited shortage of time, we would like to close this session. I would like to join me for applauding the panelists. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
يعطيكم العافية، مشكورين.